resulted in many Filipinos seeking a job overseas, which contributes 8.6% of the economy. It was the second wealthiest country of Asia after Japan in 1960s. Today, 60 families in the Philippines are controlling most of the economy. The Philippines is primarily considered a newly industrialized country which has an economy transitioning from one base more on services and manufacturing. The Philippines economy is still so independent on remittances. It's dependent on foreign remittance and it keeps foreign investors out. Foreign investors find 60/40 constitutional provisions such as a turn-off as they have built in the business 100% of an entering the Philippines. Filipinos keep foreign investors out, then go overseas to work 100% own foreign households and or firm. Rather than fixing the corruption and inefficiency that prevents investment from coming in the government just allows people to easily live and send money back so that Filipinos can have a reasonable standard of living. The strength of the Philippines economy lies mostly in its young English-speaking workforce. Basic economic issues in the Philippines for a long time are poverty, corruption, and lack of education. Employment often requires a lot of manual labor for insufficient income to support even a small family. The financial security for people that become disabled or too old to work is very weak, and as a result, many people cannot afford basic medication needs and health care. Let's proceed with the second national issues, which is the politics or the government programs. One of the government programs for low-income families is the Health Insurance Marketplace. Through the Affordable Care Act or the ACA, millions of people have gained access to health coverage through Medicaid and the health insurance marketplace. Before the ACA, most states did not give health coverage to adults without children, no matter how low their income were. The ACA also allows children to stay on their parents' plan up to 26, which provides access to more young adults who may not have been able to afford coverage on their own. To make health coverage more affordable, the ACA includes two different subsidies for individuals and families. It also requires that most health plans cover preventive care like vaccines, birth control, blood pressure tests, cancer screenings, and more at no additional cost. One essential part of the ACA is that it protects people with pre-existing conditions from being denied health insurance. Before the ACA health insurance, companies could deny anyone based on pre-existing health conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, or cancer. Second, government programs focusing on subsidized housing, housing vouchers, and public housing programs. Housing assistance help low-income families, seniors, and people with disabilities get into affordable private or government-owned rental housing. The House Choice Voucher Program gives certificates to rent approved units. The subsidy allows recipients to pay no more than 30% of their income. It provides 1.2 million units of public housing and local agencies administer it to 2.2 million renters. Third to the list in national and global issues is the technology breakthrough or trends to different industries. Information technology industry is experiencing a boom like never before, and more brands are looking to expand in this area because of the immense amount of potential. Information technology has various applications, which is also why it has proven to be such a beneficial key component in the entire structure that industries now have. With the growing importance of this, it becomes important to understand the important aspects of this industry and the key components that make it the revolutionary tool that it is. One of the biggest trends that have emerged during the past year is the cloud computing. More and more industries are realizing that it is important for a company to have a designated place for all of their digital information and resources, and having a well-protected place that can take care of everything and keep the information safe has almost become a necessity. Cloud computing is the go-to solution for brands who want to improve their work and make it work different in a digital space. We are now in the fourth issues, the natural calamities or spread of diseases. Natural disasters bring not only devastation but also infection implications. It is important to remember to remain as safe and as healthy as possible, and preventing infections is one way you can regain control during and after disaster. Here are some tips to stay healthy during disaster. Number 1. Wash your hands often. Number 2. Ensure food is stored, cooked, prepared, and served properly. Number 4. Take care to prevent wounds or injuries when moving through a disaster area. And number 5, immediately clean out all open wounds and cuts with soap and water. Number 6, use screens on dwellings. Wear long pants, socks, and long sleeve shirts. And use as EPA registered insect repellent to prevent bug bites.
Number 7, keep skin dry, especially following floods.
Number 8, during cleanup activities, wear goggles or eye protection. Fifth to the issues is the education system and reforms. Now that we have pandemic, the teaching and learning strategy happens in online learning platforms. Because the government restrict the students from going to the school, the education system become poor. As we can see, online learning is not for everyone, especially the poor families who suffered more difficulties when COVID-19 takes place in all over the world. The coronavirus disease or COVID-19 pandemic has caused an unprecedented crisis in all areas. In the field of education, this emergency has led to the massive closure of face-to-face activities of educational institutions in more than 190 countries in order to prevent the spread of the virus and mitigate its impact. So, number 6 issues is the disputes between countries. Around the world, many territories are claimed by more than one country. Disputes over their territories can lead to growing tensions between countries and sometimes even war. There are now more than 150 territorial disputes underway. They mostly involve territories in Africa, Asia, and Pacific region, but also in Europe and the Americas. Some disputes are tense but relatively quiet, while others are at their boiling point. Last but not the least is the media culture and entertainment. Filipino artist units launch new katipunan sa kultura at kasaysayan group. According to Manila, Philippines, Filipino artists, writers, and scholars officially launched the new Katipunan sa Kultura at Kasaysayan or KKK 2022 organization on Saturday, January 8, pledging to promote national culture and support the welfare of local artists, teachers, historians, and culture workforce around the country. In a call to raise Filipino citizens' cultural and historical awareness as well as move toward unity and progress, the new Katipunan for Culture and History, KKK 2022 drew inspiration from the 1986 People Power Revolution, Over 40 Filipino artists, writers, historians, and academics were present at the founding, including national artist Virgilio S. Almario Ryan Cayabyab, Dr. Nicanor Changson, Dr. Jose Dalisay Jr., Noel Ferrer, Jerry Gracio, and more. So that's all, and I hope you learn and enjoyed this video. Have a good day, everyone.